So you said something that I just want to quickly go back on before we even go forward about a hatred of me that you have, and then you were going. You said something. I just wanted to make sure I'm really clear before we pause this. Yeah. So go. Just say what you said.
If I would be hating you, regardless of the fact that when I paused this, I told you that I had to find the distance, create a distance between myself and my feelings, and my feelings and the others.
Yeah.
Right. So besides that, right? If I would have been hating you, would that be wrong?
In relation to the comment that I made, or just in general?
In general, from your perspective.
Yeah, 100%. It would be wrong. Okay. Yeah.
So, if my hatred would be justified or unjustified, that's another layer that we can add, right? Imagine if it's unjustified and you think that it's wrong, then it's great.
Yeah.
But if it's justified?
If it's justified, it's justified. But you know that. Because something would have had to have happened. Or you'd have had to have experienced something.
Or not. Like you said at some point earlier, by the car, when you had arrived to grab the cash for the mics and stuff. You said, so there is someone like me whom you don't want to talk to, or something like that. Do you remember?
No.
When I told you, like, we spoke about the fact that I felt that we are very close.
Yeah.
Right, that we had known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. And then you had connected those two dots, and you said, like, so that misalignment between you and that, because I said, despite the fact that I feel like that, I know that I cannot act like it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I do remember. It. But going back to like what we said today,
yes.
In terms of creating a distance between yourself and your feelings. So your feelings, one thing, self, another thing, and the hatred is on what side of the pendulum?
You have to get the difference between anger and hatred.
Okay.
Again, I will make you think.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Anger and hatred. What would be different if I would be hating you or if I would be angry with you?
Again, it most probably goes back to the justification.
But beyond that layer, just anger and hatred. What's the difference?
I can't answer that.
So imagine you.
Okay, hold on. Let me think for a second. Jesus. I mean, to me, the way that I'd answer it is that anger is something that is born out of a reaction to something. Hatred, I think, is a continuation of said something. It could be the same thing to the point that the anger then turns to hatred. That would be how I would most probably, define the two.
If you would imagine this room full of people, right? And there would be someone who is the angriest man in the room.
Yeah.
Right? Or another picture, the same situation, but the person who is the most hateful person in the room. Let's say towards someone specific within that room. How those two pictures would be different. The angriest man would be visible, would be gesticulating, blah, blah, I want you out of here, blah, blah, etc., etc. Hatred could be a little bit more suppressed.
Right? You wouldn't even see it necessarily.
Yeah. No, if that would be profound hatred, you would see like the face which is repulsed by that is disgusting.
Yeah, it's just not loud. Yeah.
You would still see twitches. Maybe even you would see someone if that's like a violent time, like 100 years before, blah blah, right? When people could commit a crime or a murder and get away with it.
Yeah.
Right. So you can even imagine that most hateful person in the room pretending to be happy until they're close enough to fucking stab or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hatred works in the sneakier way, right? Anger is on the sleeve.
Wearing your emotions out loud.
So then imagine, for example, you are the angriest man in the room, and you are shouting to the people like, "This is so wrong! people, like, we have to do something about it, blah blah, etc., 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 right? If you are the angriest man in the room, it means that you are the most emotionally involved. Meaning that your expectation that someone else will get more emotionally involved than you in order to do something about it is absolutely nonsensical expectation.
Cool. No.
It's literally impossible, right?
Made the point. I get it.
Right? So what it means that if you are angry, you will want to see something change. If you are adult, if you are being adult with your anger, you will take responsibility to change it. You will not expect that anybody else will get closer to that issue than you already are, right? So anger is about the change and your involvement with it, right? Hatred, it doesn't have anything to do. It's just for your conclusion that something is evil, right? So you don't necessarily want to change. You just hate that fact or something like that.
I got it. You explained it well. Pause it because I don't want to lose any goodness of what we're saying. And
so, but if anything, the last bit which has to be said here before we close that, there is no difference, especially with you knowing some Christian side of your life, right? There is no difference how reasonable or unreasonable my anger or hatred towards you is, right? Because we have such a thing as forgiveness, right? We have such a thing as reconciliation, right? What would be the worth of that forgiveness or reconciliation?
Yeah. You're right.
That's why I'm asking, like, if I would be hating you, what's the difference? If it would be legitimate, what's the difference? If it isn't,
JJ, camera, can you see me in here?